Thanks for spending some time with material management software. In this little explainer video, we're going to talk about how we manage receiving. Receiving is obviously a big challenge in our existence as people that are out in the field as well as folks that are in the office. What we've got is we've got a tool here that we just call Receiving Buddy. So a loyal buddy that's going to help you out in the field or in the office to understand what's inbound, what do you have, and what is likely backordered. Backorders are a huge problem, and the communication from distributors is somewhat lacking, especially depending on which distributors you're doing business with. So let's talk about how we manage receiving. First off, we have a dedicated app. Now, whether you access this via a web page or whether you access this via our phone app, doesn't matter. The same data is reflected there. Now, to begin with, how material management gets the data from a receiving perspective is we use the purchase order acknowledgement. So if I go into receiving and I click new, here are all of my new things that I've received via a purchase order acknowledgement. Why is this important? Because with the purchase order acknowledgement, we have the actual items and the information that your distributor knows about that item. So if you ask for a 4-square, you don't know if you should be expecting a Rayco 232 or a TP 403. This information from the distributor comes before the shipment happens. So because we know that the shipment is inbound, we can say, okay, these are the exact items that are going to be in that shipment. I may have a UPC, I may have a catalog number, I may have an item code, and I can have some quantities. So now I know before the truck shows up what is going to be on the back of that truck, and I can track back orders by exceptions. As far as a first step, if I receive everything, I can receive all. It's a one-button operation. It says that I've gotten everything. I can upload a copy of my packing slip and attach it, and now I have a record of the receiving. I have a series of buttons on a per item basis. Now, what you do with these buttons, you can have some flexibility, but the intent is I've rejected an item, I received all of that item, I received some of that item. So if I received 2, here's my initial order quantity, here's my quantity remaining, and here's my unit of measurement. I can record a partial receipt. Now this gives us a percent received report so that I can understand what my back orders are going to be. I also can mark it as a discrepancy, and I can explain what's happened. Hey, it showed up broken, or whatever the discrepancy might be. And then finally, I can just mark something as not received. Now, each of these buttons have a different purpose, and you can define what those purposes are. If you get something that is, say, broken, and you want to take an individual photo of exactly that item, you can take a photo of exactly that item to indicate that it's broken. Now there's a series of rules behind all of this that would allow you to understand, hey, do I want to send this back straight to the distributor, or do I want to make this back available to a project manager or to a purchasing manager? You have choices and options about what happens behind the scenes, but you also can pull a series of simple views into, hey, what's a partial, what's a discrepancy, what was rejected. And again, you also have your percent received report, and you can export all of this data, including items, out of the system. This is the simplest way that we found to be able to do it. It's still a lot of work sometimes. We understand that also, but as you can see, I've not received any shipment notification information from the distributor. If the distributor is sharing that shipment information, we will note it here, and it'll just create a log as far as shipment stuff. But, you know, they're not really good about that, and it's not a slam. It's just a technology problem that the whole industry suffers with. Anyway, that's how we handle receiving. Hopefully this helps. Thanks.